Yeah, don't. Yeah, I really. Yeah, yeah. I don't want that to happen because it'll definitely happen.
Copyright.
So Apiola is missing in action. Unfortunately, she is in the midst of a massive monsoon storm rolling through Arizona right now. So her power is out. So with that, we, will be down Apiola until she either dials in and can at least participate via audio. But hey, before we get started with our recap from last week, because the Hawk and Omni were about to throw down their blind cards to see who won. Yes, that's also another possibility, Jin. We never, one could never know what Omni's up to when high stakes poker or blackjack or bones, because I don't know if blackjack is copyright or not, so I call it bones. Bonine. Boners.
So easy.
Bones was like
gambling is the greatest form of it.
Hey, so whenever you said bones, I seriously thought we were doing like a dice game.
Whatever gives me the most Shannon eyebrows, I win.
And it depends on the eyebrow, because there's like the one-up intrigue, and then there's the double wave, yeah.
I'm glad this is a thing that I'm known for now. Thank you.
Oh. All right, guys, gals, peeps. It's Sunday.
Humans.
It's Sunday. One of these days, I promise to record our pre-game session, our shenanigery that we converse upon before we start our games. It's actually quite interesting. Out of everybody here, I can assure you, Shannon is the most crudest, rudest. She uses vulgar language, unlike I've never heard before. It's just my sensitivity is just bludgeoned to death by the long
because she was a sailor.
Yeah, actually, it's mostly Vince. Vince is just a terrible.
No, go ahead, record it. Let them know. We'll find out.
I've never said anything impolite in my life.
Hey, so with that, folks, everything you need to know about us is down below. Join our Discord. We are giving away dice. We're giving away minis. We're giving away some really fun dice from Viridian Gaming this week. The Sauron dice. They actually have the Eye of Sauron inside the dice. It's really freaking cool. So we're giving a set of those away. So come on over, roll a D1000, and win some dice. We also always give away a blind box miniature every week. It's just a random poll that we do from a winner from the 1D1000, then we send it out to you. So we've always got stuff going on our Discord. We've got games all the time. We're a teach, learn, and play Discord. Come and either teach, learn, have some fun, win some dice, whatever you want to do. Have some chats. I got to tell you, if you really enjoy D&D memes, we've got a pretty impressive D&D meme channel that's kind of out of control. It's funny, but a little out of control. So, and with that, we also have our family of creators down below. We like to not only play games, but we also like to support each other as much as we can. Shannon, tell us about some of your projects.
I will stop crinkling this piece of paper that I just tore out so as to not do that directly into the microphone. Some of my projects, Ombligo del Diablo. It's a Pete. It's a Mage the Ascension 5th edition podcast. Find it basically anywhere you can find podcasts. It is a little bit vampire rules mixed with mage rules and has a sanity system laid over on top of that. I was planning on editing today, but I also really needed a nap, and somebody kept me from doing that. So also, fair warning, if you hear a bunch of tiny squeaks, it's because there's a tiny cat.
Yeah, I forgot to add something earlier because I am using their music tonight. Experimenting with some new ways to kind of bring music. I'm using Sirenscape. And really their only licensing is that we just mention them and let people know that we're using them. It's an amazing...
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's also, they have this really cool DJ mix board, which is really, really cool. So like you could literally make your own layers and organize the sound and the music uniquely the way you want it to be, and then bam, you've got your own like musical effects. So I've been playing around with that. There's a couple others I also use, but yeah, so I screwed up and forgot to put that up there earlier, so apologize for that.
Thank you, Sirenscape.
Cesare, what do you got going on these days?
Oh, just a humble little thing called the General Adventuring Company. It is a D&D 5e homebrew, long-term, long-format campaign. And we release episodes on Tuesdays. And yeah, we just released episode 7. So episode 8 is coming up next, which is exciting. I play a Dragonborn Ranger Rogue, which is super fun, very sneaky. And it can be found online. I had to think of like, what are all the things that I've said so far? It can be found online on YouTube, and you can also find it on Facebook. It's the General Adventuring Company, or if you're on Instagram and Twitter, it's at TGAC Pod, P-O-D. And yeah, all of the podcasting platforms, because we do have it just in audio form as well. So Google, Spotify, Apple, and Podbean. So it's there. If you enjoy the humor and lightheartedness of like Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with like the world chaos drama and politics of Game of Thrones.
Yep, I love it. I watch it.
Also, it's real good.
Yeah, I prefer to listen to it, but if it's not up to date on the podcast, I usually just listen to it on YouTube. Whenever I'm like creating or building maps or stuff, it's fun.
It's great to have like on in the background, while I'm like writing stuff for my world.
Now I know Fiola's not here, but she is currently working on a custom game design that we will be play testing on our Discord. It will probably occur every other Thursday. I get to play in it. I am totally stoked. So we should have more info on that soon. Thursday One Shot is still on hiatus. We will bring it back in August. We are still working on the tournament Dungeon Crawl with Tailspire. I'm trying to come up with a meta gaming system for it that's a little bit quicker, a little bit more flowy, because it's a straight encounter driven kind of game that we're organizing for the tourney, which means it could. The last time we play tested it, it technically took on the flavor of 7 encounters. Took almost 3 to 4 hours to play, even with a bit of a rapid kind of pace. So we may be working on some new metagame rules to kind of help move it along a little bit quicker. There are a couple old rule sets out there. There is an old dungeon crawl rule set out there that I'm looking to get my hands on. And there's a couple creators out there that have already built dungeon crawl rule sets that I'm beginning to read and kind of enjoy. So still working on that. Maybe bring it back this fall, do a couple more game tests with it and play that live. Other than that, anybody else? Gatharn, any rocket ships falling out of the sky lately?
Not ours.
Oh, and by the way, you almost had to go to Corpus Christi, I believe, right?
Boca Chica.
Mm.
The powers that be really have certain projects that they want to get off the ground.
Because there's only one billionaire that hasn't got into space yet, right?
Yeah, there's several. I mean, you got Bill Gates. You got that dude down in Mexico.
Oh, but let's be honest. Bill Gates has been in space for quite some time now.
That's all the drugs. That's all the drugs. And reminder, people, you may not be rich, but if you want to go to space, just some jam, some shrooms, put it between some pieces of bread, you'll be out there.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Or do.
Yes, kids. If you're under the age of consent, don't do the drugs. If you're an adult, do whatever the fuck you want.
And just so we're clear, age of consent and adult age mean two very different things.
Do they?
Don't do illegal things until you're the one responsible for the outcome of the consequences, okay? Don't get your parents in trouble.
Yes.
Or do.
Or
Dude, your parents might be
Whatever.
assholes. They might
know?
deserve to be in trouble.
Okay, let's dial it back, guys. We're really just like, let's get it back on track. Jason, you had
Just
something
being
you wanted to
devil's
say
advocate.
about
By the way,
about
I
the recap.
promised you all a sample of the pre-game shenanigans. There
God.
you go. So let's go ahead and recap
Chaos.
where we last left off. The
Hot dogs and
team
feet were involved.
had successfully managed to escape Barnacle Island with both flag and compass from the tomb of Copper Joe. They did turn over the flag to Captain Raylene, but failed to mention anything about the compass. Also, well, a very hungry Medi, nearly consumed in a buffet free-for-all of all bleeding victims in the hold of the ship. Although acquiesced once she got control of herself, and then Captain Raylene introduced her to the fact that even Captain Raylene has the same challenges that Medi has. Captain Raylene seems to have acquired a concoction that staves off the uncontrollable temptation of wanting to feed. However, Gatharn, being Gatharn, got triggered by being called a goblin and immediately raged, and on the wild magic table that we use for him, engulfed the gunner's deck into a 30-foot flaming sphere of near death for the entire ship. Got him thrown in the brig, but Raylene seemed to have a soft heart for Gatharn as well, or there's other words we could use.
Hard on.
No, I've got the hard on.
See, this is why, by the way, this is why Cesare wanted to do the overlay this way, so that he could poke people up, poke people over, poke people down. However, the
I like those
team,
camera lines, eyeline.
the
It's the
team then found themselves at the Revels, a celebration that is used by Tharivol, who is the head guild master of the organizations of the lesser guilds. All of these guilds use the privateers to manage and control all the contracts of all shipment upon Lucidian Sea. Whether it's an island or somewhere along the coast of the Menagerie Coast, you have to use these ships. Thorvald uses the secret location of the Revels to hand out the best contracts to the most loyal and most responsible captains of the different guilds, as well as his own guild. The team, upon arriving at the Revels, Gatharn was freed. Medi was also freed. The team as a whole, however, descended upon the Revels with different goals in mind. Medi and Omni found their way to the gambling parlors and found a high-stakes card game of Bones, and began to play a very high-stakes card game of Bones, where an individual by the name of the Hawk arrived and sat in and began to immediately flirt with Omni. Gatharn somehow...
Wait, he was flirting with me?
Gatharn somehow realizing that amongst a den of pirates and plenty of shenanigans, bumped into a kobold that was selling illicit drugs of all sorts. Rather than take the time to cautiously test each one, he bought them all, took a little bit of each one, blended them all together, and immediately consumed them.
Again, I feel like we should clarify this is not something that we encourage or condone. Live your life, do what you want to do, but do it responsibly, please.
Or you'll suffer 31 points of psychic damage.
Really bad, like quick.
And
Possible incarceration.
And because pirates will be pirate. Well, and here's the thing. Technically, everybody's a privateer. We have not quite gotten to the point of the story where our privateers become pirates yet. But they are definitely on that dark, gloomy road of becoming master shenanigan makers of raiding, pillaging, and, you know, general kind of mayhem that occurs. And you know how that works. And then we have a Fiola, who decided to use her clever and witty ways to cheat an old drunk half-orc out of their pirate ship, and is now in the possession of a registry and documentation that, well, they have a ship now. Nothing grand or major, but they have one. This is important, I think. Meanwhile, what we're going to start off with tonight, before we get to the two cards showing the outcome of a very high-stakes hand of bones. Jin.
Now the DM was supposed to be unbiased. You're sounding so biased and on the side of like against us right now when you do this.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I am merely worm on a hook, worm and hook in water. I don't know what you mean. So Jin, since you were not with us last session, describe for me what you would like to accomplish at the Revels. What would be your goal? What were you setting out to do? Because you'd have plenty of time to make these attempts.
About what time of day did we get to the Revels?
Good question. I think it was early evening, if I'm not mistaken.
It was early evening, and
yeah,
as the sun was going down is when we were disembarking from the ship.
Until the sun sets, Jin would be looking for a courier service to send gold back home.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm a bright boy. Hopefully I'm a bright boy. I'm not a bright boy. Natural one.
Yeah, you spend a good hour and unable to find any kind of courier. You get the feeling that the secret nature of the location of the Revels is probably why you can't find one.
And this is why they always said the United Marquesian Postal Service is one of the best, because they ship literally everywhere. Oh, alrighty.
The UMPS?
Mm-hmm. Exandria's greatest postal system.
In case you guys don't know, Vince is a postman. He works for the post office. This is why that joke is so much funnier. In case, context. I want them to know and appreciate that. So
context is important.
I just hope he doesn't go. Nah, it's too soon, right? For him to go post.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you guys hear about the postal worker in Chicago that went into the office and like just stabbed people?
No.
So we had like a talk, like they had to gather everybody around. It's like I we know tensions are high, but we have free counseling.
And it was over that situation.
Yeah,
that's brutal, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
so back to our fantasy game.
Where we're all wandering around garroting innocent people. Garroting. What's plural for multiple neck slices?
Yeah.
Garrot
was when you have like the string and then
right.
Garroting. We're garroting them.
Garroting, yeah.
Okay, but if
karate, it's like karate's like, but this.
But
is
if
like
they're
garroting.
into it and you write about it, is it Garotica?
Yes. David Carradine was a fan.
Wow. Okay.
Just kill me now.
Well played, Shannon. Well played.
Yeah.
So back to our fantasy role play.
Oh, fantasy role playing.
Oh,
yes.
This is the wrong call. Sorry,
Tabletop.
I gotta go.
So Jen, you spend a good hour.
Me, I'm gonna go
of
put
the
my
first,
leather away.
You spend the first hour of your evening trying to find a courier service to no avail. Once again, probably because of the very kind of secret nature of the Revels. What else would you like to do?
I think after that point, as the sun starts to set, Jin's demeanor kind of shifts, and he's just gonna go to the same bar Omni and Medi are where they're gambling.
Okay.
He's gonna find a dark corner, just keep an eye out on them, and just keep ordering drinks and pounding them down.
So start with a stealth check.
Hey, nat 20 for 24, I think.
All right,
Let me
go
check.
ahead and give me
A natural 1 and nat 20 are your first 2 rolls.
Yeah.
This is gonna be great tonight.
So I have my my other dice is at another location, so I have to use these pink sparkly dice, and the nat 20 is a little paw print
Aww.
with a little heart.
Rawr.
That is adorbs. Positively adorbs. So go ahead and give me perception with advantage.
Hmm.
You get advantage because your dice are cute.
Yes. 19.
18. How heavily are you drinking?
With purpose.
Give me a con save, please.
Oh, not bad. Not bad. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you're only slightly buzzed at this point. You seem to be handling it quite decently. If you pick up the pace, you'll definitely become inebriated. And we'll see how well that takes a hold of you. There's a couple things that you notice when you get to this point. You did notice an individual come strutting through the crowd, very tall, good-looking, long locks of hair, mustache, beard, wearing very nice finery, who ponied up to the table, sitting alongside Omni. You're watching Omni and this person playing a very high-stakes game of Bones. Medi seems to be off to the side amongst another group of handlers for their high-stakes bettors as well, who have folded, and it seems to be now between Omni and this individual. Medi seems to be behaving as if she is a bodyguard for Omni. Taking in the breadth of the crowd, you also see a naked half-orc gnome go sprinting out the front door, screaming something about catch the rockhound, catch the rockhound, catch it, and disappears.
Do you speak Gnomish?
Oh, that's true.
I do not.
Okay. You hear out the front door.
What an awful sound.
Looking
What was
around.
that, goblin?
Looking around. It was a goblin.
Completely bald, by the way. Not even eyebrows.
It's like how
This
I
is my
like
John
it.
Cena thing.
You also notice something peculiar. You see a half-orc gentleman who looks heavily drunk. He is surrounded by 4 or 5 individuals, including a small gnomish individual. They all seem to be pointing in the direction of Medi and Omni. They even seem to glance at Gatharn as he sprints out naked. And because you rolled so high, you even could overhear their conversation, and they seem to be talking about somebody who kind of looks like a cat but doesn't actually resemble a cat. They don't seem to remember her name, but something about her stealing a ship and that they're looking for
Uh, do I have a sense that they're talking about Afiola?
her.
Have I seen a lot of quasi-cat people on the island as I was walking through?
Give me an insight check. See if you can pick up on their vibe.
Quasi
Oh, yeah.
feline.
The Vincent vibe is these motherfuckers are bad people. Let's see what the Jin vibe is. Oh, that's not bad. 18.
18. You get the feeling that the general description that they're talking amongst themselves, and the half-orc sounds very upset. It sounds very much like they're describing Afiola. And then you watch as all 6 of them go out the gambling den door into the streets outside.
I would like to tail them
Okay. So
and try to, if they find Afiola, protect.
Okay, so you begin to follow them as well. Go ahead and give me one more stealth check as you begin to make your way in that direction.
I'm giving Afiola live updates as we talk.
Okay. I will like to use knowledge from a past life just to boost it. I mean, it's a pretty good roll, but I want to be
Fair enough.
sight unseen. Okay. 2, 3, 25.
25. You use both the crowd, and you make your way through the crowd in such a way that when you get to the door and look out, the group of them are just outside in the street, looking in multiple directions. And you watch as a group begin to go down an alleyway, and you begin to follow them. They pay no notice to you. They don't notice you at all. Once again, these streets are crowded. They're bustled. There's lots of people coming and going. It's the beginning of the very first day of the Revels. So, once again, there's lots of crowds of activity. So it's easy for you to kind of blend in with everything that's going on, and you begin to tail them. With that, back to Omni and Medi at the high stakes table.
Good luck.
Thanks.
As the Hawk goes to throw his card down, he throws down a 9 of bones, and his bones are broken. He's busted. He looks over at you, Omni.
I will pick the card up and face it towards him, so I still don't see what it is. Trying to play up the badassery on this as much as possible, and judge just off of my reaction if I should be concerned or really excited right now.
You can cut the sexual tension in here with a butter knife. Oh my god.
You watch as the Hawk just raises one eyebrow, and there's a slight curve of a smile on the opposite corner of his mouth.
Go ahead and set it down.
The 7 of bones. You bust as well. Dealer looks at both of you. Pulls in the house.
I had a 14 before.
I thought you had a 15.
He had a 13 and I had a 14.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot.
I had to do some really panicky math there for a second, Jason. I was like, wait.
Yeah, because I rolled
Wait a second, this is not right. I pulled a 7. A 7 means I did not bust.
I rolled a 9 for the Hawk, and I rolled a 7 for you. So.
But technically, did you bust though?
Go off.
No.
But that's also the thing. I'm
Was
not
it
sure if this
busting?
is the exact same
Yeah,
thing
right,
as 21 or not.
right.
I'm like, is
I mean,
bones
you
slightly
didn't
different?
bust, but did you bust?
I'm about to.
It's for you. It's a win. You win the house pile, as well as the Hawk looks at you and just kind of smiles and leans in. Perhaps we could exchange our funds over dinner, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that can definitely work. I just need to bring my companions because they have all of the aforementioned drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. I was going to procure those as well.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I
You
mean,
can
I
you can
didn't
still have
win
those.
them, but I should.
It-
I would
honestly,
be more
it
than
would
happy
be-
to
it would
buy
be help-
them.
It would be helpful if you took them off of our hands, considering what happened to.
A little guitar
friend.
pops on your shoulder. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. Another one pops on your shoulder.
Yeah.
This one's naked. Definitely would not.
Get up.
There's like a 5-inch Catharn with like an 8-inch animated
Go
array.
sell my drugs. I need them.
This game.
He looks from you over to Medi. Oh, by all means. Please. I know of a great place for dinner. If you like, it could just be me and you and her. Oh, fine.
Can I insight check this?
Yeah, go for it.
And Omni's thinking, we want as many people there as possible because that is a lot of money, and it's not a good thing to necessarily just go and meet this random person and then have them take you and kill you.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Mike.
it's a 8.
I mean, he looks like the most honest person you've ever seen.
Got it. Cool. This sounds like a great idea, and it won't be awkward at all.
Super friendly, awesome, cool, great.
You know my favorite
so-
mode of transportation? A tricycle, because it's got 3 wheels. Ding ding.
All right. So just so
Did you just make the ringing bell noise?
yes, he did.
From
Ding ding.
He just wanted to say the word ding, so he could go ding, 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 ding-a-ling, ding, 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 ding. You know how that works.
Absolutely. So with all of this currency that is happening, we had 1,000 out for the table for the casino.
Right. So you
So
took
that
you
yields
took you took 1,000 platinum from the house.
okay from the house. So that's
Yeah.
1-to-1.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
1-to-1. And that's
Holy shit.
and that's presented to you in uncut gems. That's the only way that they can manage that value.
Adam Sandler?
It's
So
fine.
that
I'll keep it as platinum in, or should I put uncut gems?
yeah,
1,000 platinum worth.
yeah, 1,000 platinum worth of uncut gems. That way, if you guys ever decide you want to do anything with that, you can.
Okay.
At this point, we could just crush it and snort it a little bit just for funsies.
Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, like, why not?
So you watch as the hawk stands up, kind of nods and points in Medi's direction. And then you watch as 2 fire genasi step from the crowd and saddle up on either side of the hawk. And please, if you don't mind, would you mind having dinner on my ship with me? I think we could tell some interesting stories.
Which ship is yours?
The hawk.
Fair. Yep. Should have saw that one coming. Yes, I will meet up with my companions, and we will be there momentarily.
Very good. I am berthed near the north side of the docks. Wayfare 12.
Well, got it.
Can't miss my ship. Sticks out a bit. Kind of like me. I sometimes stick straight out. And he walks right by you and keeps walking with the 2 fire genasi.
Like
So
a
the-
mast.
The color and the attire. Okay.
What's the mermaid thing that's sometimes on the bow of the ship called? Like that little decoration?
Figurehead?
Yeah. His is just a cock and balls.
Yeah.
With wings.
Yeah, with wings.
Of course,
'cause
with
that
wings.
dude definitely fucks. I've never
It also
met
has a
somebody that
beak for
fucks
some
so much
reason.
than this dude. It's like super veiny.
So,
Oh,
Medi and Omni, go
Fire.
ahead and give me perception checks as you watch the 3 of them leave.
Six.
Okay. Omni.
I'm just like, I think I'm still confused about the whole
17.
scenario.
17. Yeah, Medi, you're kind of just overly mesmerized by everything, and the fact that you got away with consuming a sailor and not getting in overt trouble for it.
And still trying to figure out what to do with the glass. 'cause it's
Yeah,
empty
and
now. I don't.
you're just kind of all over the place. Omni, you can see Gatharn has run back into the gambling hall. He is passed out on one of the tables. He is completely naked, not wearing anything.
I know, Omni's got my clothes.
Yeah, it would appear that most of the effects of the drugs have worn off, and he is simply passed out from the after effects. As you and Medi approach that area of the den, he's maybe 20 feet off to your right. There are a lot of individuals kind of surrounding him, just like looking at him strangely and shrugging their shoulders and just kind of walking away.
It's because I'm still at full mast.
Not that this would be an uncommon sight or is a common sight. It's just kind of, just someone had a little too much fun and first day of the Revels and kind of blew their wad on the first night, and there you go. But
I'm not sure who I blew my wad on.
Yourself.
I might have to answer for that later.
But no sign.
first man to play Bones and still bust.
No sign.
Someone busted.
No sign of gin. No sign of Aphiola. Just a passed out Gatharn on a table.
Well, Should we try and wake him?
Just out of curiosity, do you think you'd actually be able to cure him of his intoxication? Is that a thing?
Oh no, I awaken.
Right.
No,
You don't want to, or you can't?
no, I would not be able to cure him of his intoxication.
Okay. Sure.
I have some healing capabilities, but I don't think it does that. That would be more of a poison situation. We're trying to be serious over here and act and role play. You guys just, I'm gonna change the layout. You three, you cannot be next to each other. I'm separating the three of you.
I was just thinking about that when I was setting it up today. I go, does generate know what he might have done here? There's a reason why I do that kind of juxtaposed placement, so people can't like do. Or
Are we sure that
I'm
a
whispering
paladin
nothing's
type
in
person
Omni's
could
ear.
neutralize a poison with some lay on hands, if they chose to? Okay.
Chesapeake's checking.
Yeah, it's called the Wolfric method.
Let me just learn my character real quick.
It's the Wolfric method. You just
You super don't have
channel
to.
some power. Yeah, you don't have
Just
to.
stating.
Cure a
James-
disease or neutralize poison effect of the creature. Is alcohol considered a poisoning
Yeah,
effect?
generally
I haven't had any alcohol.
anything that's
Are
like a
Questionable drugs.
yeah, anything that's like an influence that would put someone under a condition of influence would be that spell would treat it as equal.
I've got a lot of head.
I will give him one of my lay on hands HP pools, and it will be on his.
Sorry.
Come on, baby
You don't
boy.
have to.
I'm just imagining Omni and Medi
You got like
around
30 of them
a
bitches. Don't be
naked
selfish.
Catharn on a table, are like discussing how to bring him back.
So I'll
into
give him
consciousness.
5 of my lay on hands. That way we can have another person, and I'll put my hand on his head and on his forehead and kind of like shake his hair and like smack
have
him on
hair.
the face and tell him,
Hair.
wake up.
It all fell out.
Oh, that's right. It all fell out.
Like I said, I'm bald as a newborn babe.
I will
No eyebrows.
shine his head, just make it a little polish.
Feel it's kind of little slick and greasy.
Yep,
I don't know
feels
where I've
sweaty.
been. I have no idea where I've been.
There's the smell of sheep and cow dung all over him.
That makes sense.
Whoa.
With that,
Come here,
Catharn,
Betty.
you kind of feel your eyes pop open. You're on a table looking up at both Medi and Omni, looking down at you, but you no longer seem to be in that psychotropic haze. You seem to be slightly hungover from it, but not nearly as much as you expected as you've come to. And you realize you're in the gambling den. You can hear raucous crowds all around you. But for the most part, you seem okay.
Ready? Where's the rest of the drugs?
Okay,
All
so
gone, I'm afraid.
About that, yeah, we lost them, unfortunately.
Did you lose my drugs?
I can't tell. We have a gambling problem.
We have a
Do I still have Well, where's my coin purse?
Oh, we still have all of your things. Here you go. Here's put these on your clothes here.
And you say I'm in a gambling den?
What was that? Were you asking me or Jason?
Jason.
I
Oh,
mean, you
okay.
recognize the sounds, the sights. It feels like a gambling den. You can see dice tables. You can see
I'm
card
currently on a
tables.
table, right?
You're currently on more of a drinking table.
All right, I'm looking for a wench.
Give me a perception.
On your clothing.
Give me a perception check.
I'm putting my clothing on as I'm looking for the wench.
The winch or the wench?
Wench.
Ah.
That is a 22.
There
Wait.
are a series of
23.
there are a series of male and female barkeeps and those that
Who's
are
carrying a tray of drinks?
You see a young male dwarf pass within 10 feet of you carrying steins of beer.
You!
Nope.
Throw money
Slap
at him.
his hand.
Mine!
Nope. Slap his hand.
I already threw the money at him.
It's fine. You just lost some money. Let's go. We got work to do.
Gatharn, give me a persuasion check with disadvantage because Omni is interfering with your attempt.
I'm so skilled at these persuasion attempts. You know,
yeah.
with my charisma of 9.
I'm sure.
That would be a 9.
Yeah, you watch as the dwarf runs off in terror, confused, and watching you get dressed, not really sure what you were asking for, drink or the person, the dwarf ran off.
You owe me 10 drinks.
We'll talk about it later. We have some stuff to do. Good news. We just won a bunch of money, and
Oh, we could buy more drugs.
sort of, but no. We're trying to get a ship, man.
We've got a ship.
Yeah, I know, but we're trying to get us a ship.
Why do you need a ship?
Are you not aware of the freedom that you get when you have your own ship? When you could do whatever you want to do instead of having to do somebody else's bidding? Do you not enjoy just like going out and being free?
So
in
we're
the sea?
all gonna get our own ships.
Well, we have to start with one.
All right, then who's gonna be in control of that ship?
We'll figure that out. We have to get the entire crew together, and you know, I mean, it would be a very small ship if it was just the 5 or 6 of us. But you know, yeah, that's our plan at least. We don't know what you want to do, but we just got okay.
Lots of them.
Well, good to know because we just came across a new friend that we were gambling with, and they invited us to dinner on their ship. But we also just won a large amount of money, and they owe us an even larger amount of money, and we're not going to walk into that with just Medi and ourselves. So we need you to
Why
be.
not? We're safe here. Any captain that breaks the Revels code is dead.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that it hasn't happened before, and we're not trying to be one of those statistics.
So let's put our money on the ship.
I like how you think. But we're going over there pretty quickly. So, are you coming? Do you want to go with us?
Will there be beer?
There will be food. I'm sure there will be alcohol. The gentleman we were playing
That's
with.
all. What was with all this stuff? You just had to say there was free booze. I'm there.
Okay. Well, he is also a big fan of drugs as well, so
Even better. We're already friends.
maybe there's something that you two can bond over.
Drugs.
Yes. That. Where the heck is Jin?
Great question, honestly. I tried to look around for Jin.
Give me a perception check.
He's standing in the shadows
For other
behind
crew
us.
members. Like
What was that, Gatharn?
Nope.
I say I look for other crew members.
Give me a perception check.
Labash and company. That's not going to count because it went up the box. That is a 22.
Yeah, you don't see any signs of any of the other sailors or the officers from Captain Raylene's ship.
Well, I tell you one thing, our crew sucks.
And Medi, you see no sign of Jin.
Like us, the people with you right now, our crew, or the
You're good peoples. We're having fun. The rest of our crew don't know how to have fun. They're not even here gambling or drinking. We're buying drugs.
But they could be in a brothel.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, let's head over to brothel. Let's go do that.
We're telling
we
ya.
have a dinner?
The dinner plans,
Oh,
like,
right.
we're
Free booze
fairly
and drugs, then brothel.
well, we're fairly certain you might get that option as well at the boat party.
So free booze, free drugs, and free tail?
More than likely a possibility for you. Especially with this new look. It's this very sleek.
Yeah, I know. I braided it.
Mm.
What happened to my hair?
You. Mm.
You see, when you take an excessive amount of drugs, sometimes you lose all of your hair and all of the hard work that you spent growing it.
They really should put a warning labels
Should.
on the side of those things.
It's almost like, if
Yeah.
you look at it and it's a drug, you would know that maybe there's some side effects.
Yeah, one of them being awesome.
Okay. Can I look
All
around
right,
and see
where's
if
this
I
cloak
see
ship?
Afiola or Jin?
Are you still in the den, or have you all exited outside at this point?
If we don't see them in the card room, then yeah, right outside.
Okay, so the three of you exiting the gambling den. You're now outside. Go ahead and give me perception, Omni. See if you can.
Can I do an insight check to figure out how Omni resurrected or like resuscitated me?
Sure, go for it.
30-20 for perception.
Okay.
Insight. That is a.
You just
18.
ask.
That's impolite.
Hey, how did you wake me up? September isn't even over.
Yeah.
I was thinking inside, but
Omni, out of the corner of your eye, you see Afiola come walking. Oh my god, I got a frog. Sorry. You
Kiss
see,
it'll become a prince.
I know, right? You see Afiola come walking out of an alleyway. Just at that moment, an opposite alleyway, you watch as Jin disappears into a darkened alleyway on the other side of the street. You watch as Afiola comes running over to you to start telling you that that she essentially managed to acquire a small ship. She was trying to track down the other crewmates in an effort to possibly recruit them, but to no avail. She could not find them, and so she has circled back to find the three of you, although she has not been able to find Jin.
We just saw Jin actually going down the alley across the street from where you just came out of.
Oh, well, let's go catch him.
Real quick, back up for a second.
What? Yeah.
You found a ship?
Yeah, I found one. It's perfectly fine. It's all legal. I assure you, we're all fine down here. How are you?
We did great. We just made a bunch of money, and we almost have enough. Once we collect from this person that we're gonna go have a dinner with, they owe us quite a bit out of character. It was like, how much was our side bet for that?
1,000 platinum.
Another 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna go meet with them and have dinner. I'm glad that we found you. Do you want to go with us? Have you eaten?
Absolutely. Oh, I have not. I've been
Perfect.
busy chasing these sailors down with no luck.
The paperwork securing the legalities of the ship, they're all signed by the previous captain and owner.
Oh yeah, I've got the register, the manifest, everything.
Fantastic. Let's get that somewhere safe.
Don't know.
Did I figure out how Omni?
What'd you get for your insight?
18.
18. I mean, he's always been slightly proficient in magics, but
I slap him on the back and I slap him on the ass because I'm short. And I give him a bolstering magic.
Okay. Yeah,
Does that
Basically restores a spell slot, I believe.
Oh, wasn't a spell slot.
yeah.
no
Lay
spell
on
slot.
hands is a class feat. I believe.
I just get a pool of 20 hit points that
Yeah.
I can restore,
Yeah.
or apparently
Oh.
spend 5 for disease and other stuff. But I appreciate the little
Well, then in
butt
that
tap, buddy.
case, for the next 10 minutes, whenever you make an attack or an ability check, you add a D3 to your D20.
Oh, okay. I gotta start figuring out something to do in the next 10 minutes.
Like getting in
Probably
a,
some persuading.
like getting a fight.
Or
Or not.
not.
So the
Trying to not.
So the four of you are standing there, and Omni, you can see the alleyway that Jin had disappeared to. There's a series of alleys and streets that kind of go off in different directions. Back over behind you is the 3-story residence where Tharivol is currently holding council with the captains. The main street will take you back down to the docks. And they're not typical docks. They're very much ad hoc and kind of improvised because of the nature of this island that moves along the current, being built on the back of this ancient turtle shell. It doesn't quite, even to this point, even though you guys are used to the motion of the sea, there's from time to time you kind of feel it shift a little bit awkward, and for the four of you, you begin to realize this is actually pretty clever. You never have to worry about getting your land legs because this shell moves pretty much like a massive vessel as it free floats amongst the currents of the Lucidian Sea. But yeah, what would the four of you like to do?
Are there any food vendors?
There's kiosks everywhere.
We're going to get dinner.
Yeah, well, I'm hungry now.
You're gonna spoil your tummy, boy. Listen to your mother. No food.
Where'd that
You shut your mouth. You're not there. I was talking to my penis.
Okay.
The Ginnis.
Well, we just saw Jin going down that aisleway. We might be able to catch up to him real quick. Is Gatharn no longer hasted? How long was that supposed to last? That was one of the side
that was
effects.
one of the
One of the
side
ones.
effects.
Yeah,
no, I'm not hasted.
Yeah, everything's gone. He's no
Okay, cool.
longer under the influence of the concoction that he had taken earlier.
My massive erection has become back to normal penis size.
Well, let's see if we can catch up to Jin, and if not, let's head possibly. Okay, so he said that it was
I'm
was
basically
birthed.
just throwing copper at like a food vendor and grabbing like a rat on a stick.
Okay, fair enough.
Is our ship towards the north, the direction that he said his the Hawk ship is berthed?
Captain Raylene's ship is in the same region as well, yes.
Cool. Let's swing by there and find a place to secure some of these funds as well as all of the paperwork.
So you're
Or
trying to track
ship.
down Jin first and then...
Yeah.
Okay. Jin, go ahead and give me a perception check.
And then now that I'm sober, I'm starting to look around.
Okay.
19.
19. You hear somebody begin to walk up from behind you, multiple footsteps. As you're on the corner edge of a street, still keeping an eye on that group of individuals kind of searching for you, who you believe to be Aphiola. Turning around quickly, you see Medi, Omni, Gatharn, and Aphiola coming up the alleyway that you just kind of came down. All of you are back together again.
Hey, buddy. You have a good time?
And I kind of turned and I faced the other group is walking away from me.
Yeah, they're walking and searching, making their way away from you.
We need to get Fiola to a place that's safe.
Why? What happened? I don't understand. I'm fine.
Apparently, whatever you did during our time here, there's a certain group of men looking for you.
I won that bet fair and square. I don't care what he says.
He doesn't seem to view it that way.
Well, too bad. Is he really looking for me?
He is. Him and a bunch of his goons.
Bunch of his goons, the one... explains why I couldn't find any of them. They're with him. Shit. Well, I might have used some of my magics and some of my sleight of hands to, well, work in my advantage, but it was an honest cheat.
You think any of his men caught you?
I don't think so. I think he's just pissed and drunk.
Everybody
Just
else
said the
here
same
doesn't have their weapons, right?
No one has weapons.
That's not true.
I was
Well-
gonna say Afiola has a dagger.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Afiel is the only one that's stealthed in
And
a
I
dagger.
can summon my weapon whenever I want.
Correct.
So.
And I can bite people.
Yeah. I mean,
And I can grab anything and turn it into a weapon.
yeah. I mean,
So
we're-
Omni, basically, only one doesn't have a weapon. Got it.
Omni is my weapon.
Magic.
I'm gonna tell him to turn into a porcupine.
I'm talking about like a melee
I
weapon.
mean, and it's kind of reminiscent of the idea that it's always easier to break up a fist fight or whatever version of an unarmed fight versus 500 heavily armed drunken individuals in a very densely packed environment. So none of the people that you were following, Jin, seemed armed at all.
What do I know in regards to the Revels, how disputes are settled?
Give me a history check.
That is 14 plus 2, 16.
Other than what Captain Raylene mentioned, no clear understanding of how disputes are solved other than perhaps being brought before the Privateer Council or Thorvald's Council. But, the other thing that definitely amazes you is that even through all this day of being here and this evening of being out and about, there's been no obvious fights or encounters or situations that demand, people being hauled off or anything like that. So it's quite an organized, chaotic event to a certain degree.
Do I see a guard?
You do see the occasional group or patrol of House Thorvald guilds guards that are meandering around from time to time.
I walk up to one of them.
Okay. Medi, Omni, Afiola, and Jin, you watch as Gatharn steps away for a moment and approaches one of the Thorvald patrols. Yeah, what you want?
Need to settle a dispute of ownership.
We don't do that.
Well, who takes
Jin kind of just pops up behind Gatharn and's like, "Oh, my sweet baby boy, where were you?" I am so sorry. He got his first taste of the liquor. Back home to your mother now, and I spank him on his ass. Go
my
get
first taste?
get.
That was like 7 years ago.
No, let's go. I'm so sorry.
And I thought we weren't doing this foreplay thing.
No.
Jin, give me persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion.
Arn, does this napkin smell like chloroform?
Yeah, we're gonna have to put you down, but
Oh yeah.
27.
27. The guard
Excuse me, I'm gonna
goes,
go visit the Ether Bunny.
Good luck with that one. And the four-man patrol just kind of eyes you strangely and then disappears back into the streets.
I get down. Before you run off again, little man, maybe talk to the group. Go back
I
and
thought we were
rejoin the
trying to
others.
dispute an ownership situation.
We'll just kill them if it comes to it.
Ooh, I don't recommend that.
What are they gonna do to me?
They'll kill me. I'm worried about me.
I don't care about you. And I walk back to everybody else.
Fuck you too. I like you better during the daytime.
What does that even mean? So, Afiola,
You sing more during the day.
he signed you the manifest and the register.
Yeah, I have them both. I mean, he was very intoxicated at the time, but, you know.
You can't defend that. So,
Well,
legally,
I mean,
it seems that it's our ship, or Afiola's ship at the very least. Captain Afiola.
well,
Hey, so
That's-
we go to the council, we find out what the dispute is, and we go, hey, look, we've got the
There is no
documents.
dispute, my little baby boy.
But the crew says otherwise.
But that's
fuck,
the
I'm out of
crew's
beer.
problem. Legally, that ship is in our hands. Afiola's hands.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know anything about owning the ship. I mean, I just knew that uh, First Mate Omni was insistent upon at least trying to get one, and I kept an eye out for one and saw my opportunity, and I took it. That's
Yeah, so that initiative makes you captain now.
no,
Enjoy the responsibility, the
no,
newfound weight. You have to
no.
command
Omni
men,
is very
women.
intrigued as to why Jin all of a sudden has
No.
this huge flip flop of like normally pushing Omni to be captain all the time to now lobbying for Afiola to like own captainhood, but is like totally fine with it because he's like, this is your ship, you freaking got this. But at the same time, he's
He's a little hurt.
confused.
He's a little
Yeah,
hurt.
he's a little offended. He was like, I thought you wanted me to be. Never mind.
Well, if you
That
had gotten your own
character,
ship,
Afiola
you
does
would have
not
been
want to be
captain.
captain.
I'm working on it.
She
Well, too
says
bad.
she
She
does
won
not
the
want to be
ship.
captain.
About to get one tonight.
I don't
You're
mean.
about to get something tonight.
First of all,
Hey.
I
Both
think it
spirit
is
into
best
the port.
that I hand the documents over to Omni at least, and she reaches in, pulls out the small satchel containing all the documentation and manifests and register, and hands it to you, Omni. I mean, if he does,
As she hands it to Omni, I was like, "May I read the documentation,
Omni, is it okay?
Captain?"
You
My
throw
two
that term
captains.
around a lot.
It's very loosey goosey here. I don't know who the fuck my captain is. Whoever wants to be in charge.
Currently, you know who your
Oh.
captain is.
Oh, it's the little green goblin. For now. And I'm not talking about you, little guy. I know you get a little sad.
I think he was talking about me.
I don't have it, the papers yet. She's still. I feel
She's still holding it, waiting for you to make a decision, Omni.
Oh no, go ahead. By all means,
She
take a look.
hands it off to Jin to take a look at it.
So what I want to do is I want to see if there is any, if it's legal, the way the papers were handed over. So like a
Is
history
Jin a
check
secret
or-
lawyer?
First of all, give me an investigation check really quick.
Undead by night, lawyer by day.
Are they serving beer in the streets?
Yeah.
course.
There's kiosks of food, beer, snacks.
So while they're having this
items.
conversation, Gatharn has gone to get a drink.
Okay. fair
18,
enough. 18.
and I had to use my little boost.
Yeah. So looking at the paperwork, now give me history with advantage.
Also, are there shops such as an apothecary?
Give me perception check.
19.
19. They are, but they're. You could see one called the Golden Bowl. It seems to be closed. Does not seem to be open, but there are a series of shops here. A little bit on the rundown. Very small, but they exist.
22
where
on
are
my
we-
history check.
Okay.
Where are we in relative to our ship at the moment?
You're about 20 minutes from the docks.
Okay. Just tucking away for
Yeah.
future information.
Fair enough. This is my way of saying the longer you stay on the Revels, I'll have a map for next session, I promise. I started it today, I just couldn't finish it.
I'm just over here glad that nobody has asked me to take charge in any capacity in this scenario.
Oh no, I've seen you
Many,
shred.
hold my coin purse.
Like you're the last person on my list of captains.
Perfect.
So for you, Jin, it all looks officiate. I mean, it looks like it's even
Jin
got...
pulls out like the little legal glasses.
Yeah, it's
like,
even
just little
got
tiny.
it's got the Brewers Guild emblem on the bottom of the registry, as the ship is both registered with that particular guild, and you can see the name of Captain Formosan, who has transcribed it over to Afiola, and the binding and all the agreements seem to be fine, and the master manifest seems to be in order. It seems to be a smaller ship, almost schooner in size, maybe 2 decks, one common deck, one deck that's a hold. Reading the description of the ship and its weight and its construction, can hold up to a maximum of anywhere from 12 to 15 crew. No sense of armament or understanding of defense capabilities, but seems all in order.
Well,
I walk up to
paperwork-wise, it
Omni.
seems like we're all in order, captains. This is technically Afiola's ship, but if she wishes to relinquish her captaincy, and I hand the documentation over to Omni.
I mean, I'm perfectly comfortable with it being our ship. I mean, I was just following orders, to be honest with you.
Medi wants to be captain. Just kidding.
I feel like everybody does like a slow head turn
Yeah.
to Medi.
I've walked back up to Omni. So we're going back to our ship first, right?
Yeah, especially with these new, very important and sensitive documents. I feel like we should
Wait,
find
our
a secure
ship
place for them.
or our ship?
Raylene ship.
Yes,
Raylene
Captain
ship,
Raylene's
okay.
ship.
Meanwhile, Gatharn has
just
got a
until any conflict.
Revelry
And as Afiola's
souvenir cup?
listening,
commemorative mug.
and I'll say as Afiola's like listening to this conversation, she goes, "Oh shit, I don't actually know where it is. I just know the name of it."
We could just ask a the dock master.
And Gatharn's like drinking a stein of beer in one hand and eating a piece of frog meat off of a stick. Well, I suppose
Frog
we could do
Yeah,
that.
no. Somebody will know where it is. We know what it's called, and
Oh, I didn't think about that. Who do we ask where? I mean, is it going to be suspicious?
What is
if
the
we
ship
ask?
called?
no.
I think it's called the Black
we want it-
Fang.
I'm pretty
the
sure
black
it feels like
eye.
this.
Either the Black Fang or the Black Eye. I forget which one I gave her.
I believe it is I, but
Yeah,
I
the
will
Black Eye. I think it's the Black Eye. I have like
That's getting
25 ship.
renamed.
I have like 25
E-Y-E?
ship names.
EYE or GYE?
GYE.
Yeah, because
EYE. Okay,
yeah.
check in.
So I kept hearing the black guy, and I'm
That's
like,
what I was hearing too. I was like,
The
wait,
Black Eye.
wait.
yes, we're looking for the ship, the black guy.
Have you seen him? He's very large.
Oh,
Huge and thick, from what I'm told.
I hate
So-
all of you.
This is like the bad beginning of a blaxploitation film.
Exactly.
His favorite ship is the White Schooner Girl.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well,
Anyways,
we're
what
heading
was
to
that?
Moving
What was that
on.
movie
Let's
with
Thank
bring
you
Snoop
for
this
joining.
back to fantasy role play.
I was gonna say, what was that with the Soul Plane with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah.
That movie.
Kevin
I
Hart.
love that movie.
This is the
So
Soul
good.
Galleon.
The
So
Soul
good.
Galleon.
So,
By the way, just clarification: the five of you are standing in the middle of a very crowded street having this
Yeah.
conversation.
Jin is making his way to the docks.
Okay.
Gatharn is
Start heading to
patronizing
Raylene's
the
ship.
street vendors.
Eventually, you make it to Captain Raylene's ship. There's no one on guard, no one on board. There's no one other than the House Thorvald patrols that are on the main dock, keeping an eye on all the ships.
I immediately go to my berth or bunk or whatever the
Right.
fuck it is that I sleep at,
Your hammock.
and I deposit the majority of my money there.
Okay, fair enough. You have a little foot locker right underneath where your hammock is swinging, and put it in there, lock, put the key in your pocket.
I keep approximately 10 gold worth of money.
Okay, of the monies.
Of the monies.
What are the rest of you doing?
Oh, and I grab my chain.
Okay,
Your what?
I got 10 feet of chain. I'm using it as a
Oh.
belt.
fair
Oh,
enough. Clever.
Thank you.
Afiola looks at all this. Perhaps I should stay here.
Probably be best. There's
Just in
people out
case.
looking for you.
Just come and
Yeah.
find me after dinner, and if you need me. But I just in case Captain Formoston is still looking for me, I'd just assume not be visible.
Do you want him dead?
No. I hope he'll sober up and see the error of his ways.
And then I can kill him after he's sobered up, is what you're saying.
No.
You want it to be a fair fight.
No killing, please. I
Pierce his heart with my rapier. Gotcha.
I
Proud of you, Afiola. And I clap her on the shoulder and I walk away.
oh, Jin, you're so awkward. So awkward. Anyways, I'll be here. And you watch as she kind of goes down into the hold where her bunk would be.
Right. When Omni became first mate, is there any type of not cabin, but any other room that is a little more private that is available, or is it in the same bunk as with everybody else? I was trying to think if there's like an actual lockable, hideable place to keep these documents.
I mean, you have a foot locker.
Okay.
You have a bunk. Gatharn and Jin and Medi have hammocks. You and Afiola have bunks. But everybody has the basics.
And also prison cell.
Yeah, well, there's that too. But you have the basics. You have foot locker. You have, just bare minimum to kind of keep clothes, keep items.
We'll lock up the paper.
Okay.
In the foot locker, as well as the 2,000 platinum that we have.
Well, you have your 1,000 plus the 1,000 you won. You still have to collect from the hawk. Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have 2,380 platinum, and then
Jesus.
we're gonna go collect another.
We about to add a third deck to that bitch.
Well,
Everybody gets bedrooms, guys.
Yeah, everybody gets their own rooms and their beds. What we were hoping was, now that we have this ship and we have these lovely funds, we can go ahead and outfit it with armors and ammunitions and just have, some guns on deck.
Giant ballista on the bow.
Did you say a giant ballista on the bow?
Ballista.
Oh, ballista. I thought you were making
Very
ballista
close.
was gonna be the front, like the mermaid.
The figurehead.
Yeah, just Callista. Just yeah.
I mean, she could. Just a little pregnancy belly.
I love it.
That would be, well,
Very
yeah.
cute until we get that ship sunk, because our
Yeah.
history with ships surviving very long is. whew.
Very
Hey,
short.
Raylene's is
Like
fine.
they last like a session. Some crazy magical force comes in and tears us apart, then sends us back in time. Woo!
Weird.
Strange.
So all of you take the time to store your items, your kit, gather up any last minute things you need, and
I keep my money on my person just in case we need it.
Fair
you
enough.
know.
Yep, fair enough.
Still got a bunch, but
About 15 minutes later, you make your way along the northern dock section that your the Captain Raylene ship is on, and sure enough, in one of the larger berth-like sections of these ad hoc docks, you can see a 5-tier galley, 3-masted. It's huge, massive ship, and the front of the ship, you can see where it's like this massive raptor-like hawk is kind of carved into the bow of the ship. You can see, thank you. You can see wings folded back into the ship itself. You see like a hawk-like face coming out the prow and kind of the extended prow, and then the hawk is like this underneath it. It's massive. It's a huge ship. Meanwhile, you see the 2 familiar fire genasi near the ramp leading up to the main deck of the ship. They kind of nod at the 4 of you, and then kind of point towards the gangway that leads up onto the main deck.
This ship is absolutely gorgeous.
I just
Look at
like
the
looking over.
craftsmanship.
Yep.
The 4 of you give
Subtle.
me perception checks.
17.
18.
Okay.
No, 16. 16. I can math.
Okay. Omni, Medi.
19.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a 22.
Nice. So as a group, as you walk up this gangway with 1 fire genasi behind and 1 in front, kind of leading you up onto the deck, the ship is impressive. What's even more impressive is the gunner's deck. This side of the ship has 15 gunwales on it, so it clearly has 15 cannons on at least this size. As you make your way up onto the main deck, there are still sailors here, but not that many. There's a handful. They seem to be mostly doing like regular duty or patrol style work where they're just taking care of the main deck, keeping an eye on things, cleaning things, cording up or coiling up rope, and just kind of that normal busy activity that sailors do on a rather large ship. Near the tail end of the ship, you can see where the captain's quarters is actually slightly elevated, and then the helmsman station is like right above that. There's double staircases leading up to the helm station, but the double glass paned doors that lead into the captain's quarters are actually already open. And there's a series of like conversation, a little slight sound of bardic music, but nothing too garish. As the fire genasi leads you, they just kind of point towards the double door and they kind of disappear to go do whatever they do. The double doors are open, and looking inside this place, it's furnished in such a way that you've never seen before. All of your perception rolls were high enough. The amount of ivory, refined leather, velvet and silk fabrics. The massive captain's table is huge, and it's made out of almost like a blackened and walnut cherry wood that Medi, you recognize, is deep from the Sirios forest range on the other side of the Sirios mountains. One of the very large... Huh?
How you spell?
Sirios, Cyrios. And these trees are rare and very highly prized and very expensive to get your hands on. The size of this table for you, Medi, this is thousands of gold worth of value of just in this table alone. All of you can see the velvet style curtains on all the different windows and the amount of plush chairs. The rarest thing of all, most ships don't have this because to be able to afford it and manage it without burning the ship, to cinders, it has an iron-coated fireplace with a fire shield around it that is now currently slightly lit. You can see a flue leading up and out. And as you step into this massive captain's quarters, you can see the Hawk is talking to 3 or 4 different individuals that are pouring into glasses, having a conversation. The Hawk looks away from them and looks at the 4 of you. Goes, you've made it. Good. Please come, sit down. Let's have a meal. Before we get started, it would be rude. He comes over with a medium-sized metal box and. Would you like me to hand this to you, Omni, or one of your friends? Or one of your crewmates? How does this work? Are you a captain by chance? Because you're stunning. You should definitely be a captain.
Jin kind of just scoffs in the back, like...
Are those the only requirements to be a good captain?
Well, look at me. But anyways, here's your winnings. And hands the small box over to you.
Take the box.
Well played, by the way. I usually do much better than that at Bones, but if I'm going to lose, I lose to someone quite as elegant as yourself. Please sit, let us eat and drink. I have nothing too fancy this evening. Lobster, crab, roast beef, all manner of vegetables, if that's your thing. Please, if you don't mind, my first officer, my bosun's mate, and my shipwright would like to join us for dinner, if that's okay with you.
Of course. And these are our friends. You have met Medi. This is Gathar and Jin.
Promise booze and drugs.
Yes. I think I saw you running naked through the streets not too long ago. Are you okay? Oh, now I understand our earlier conversation, Omni.
I'm perfectly fine.
Did you bring any of that skull's mane by chance?
You said we were out!
Oh my.
We are out because our new friend here was so graciously intending to purchase it all.
Oh, well, all? How much did you have? I thought
Oh,
did
we had a pound. We have a pound of it.
Oh my.
You seemed pretty interested. We just go.
Yes,
Well,
but that was
Captain,
when
would
I
it
hadn't
be?
lost my ass at Bones, but I suppose
It'd be
I
a
could-
shame because Captain Hawk invited us so cordially into his lovely ship that maybe we just
The three elves just kind of laugh when you say Captain Hawk.
Insight?
as a show just
Yeah.
give him some of the drugs.
Yeah. What does that laugh?
Yeah. Why did
Is he
it
not the
laugh?
captain of the ship? There's a
Oh.
goddamn hawk in the front.
Give me
If
an
it's not him,
Who's the actual hawk?
Give me an insight check.
16 for me.
17.
17.
I mean,
Nope.
all of you notice it, and there's a bit of a smile that crosses the hawk's face. Doesn't really seem to pick up on your concern in the reference, but it just seems to carry on with the conversation.
To answer your question, yes, we have this pound here. Whatever you are thinking that you are able to afford would be, amicable and amiable for us.
Well, if that can do what it did to your young friend here, Gathon, I see no reason why not to buy all of it.
Now, to be fair, honest,
it wasn't just skull mace.
it
There was
was
spice.
it
there
was
toe
everything.
curl. There is the mushroom thingies.
he basically created himself a Jeffrey.
Oh,
Who's Jeffrey?
I don't know what that is, but that sounds absolutely. Oh, toe curl, you say? Well, I don't need.
Oh yeah.
I don't need any of that. I can assure you.
Omni's really quickly trying to remember what does the toe curl do again.
There's
That's the yep. How could he forget?
Oh, it's well. Anyways,
So I
please.
recommend. So the dose I did was probably lethal for most people. So I recommend about
Most.
half of that. Most.
Marsh.
Look, I need a refill.
He watches one of the elven, one of his elven first mates gets up and kind of picks up a pitcher and begins to pour an ale into your tankard. She sits
Much
back
obliged. Thank you. You're pretty.
down. Oh well, you're small.
I guess we're both captains of observation.
But interesting what you've done with your hair.
Oh, that was the other side effect. I had hair. I did it. It went poof.
Oh.
So if you like your lovely locks, I don't recommend doing it.
Oh, I can assure you, yes, I do.
Yeah. I'm still working on the combination of
Find
drugs
a
and
handful of
dosage.
hair to be just right.
So
What are those thingies that like stick to things and they got sticks on them?
And Medi, you don't know what's more awkward,
Suction cup
Omni
arrows?
being awkward, or you still trying to figure out which fork to use to eat dinner.
That and just like I can't tell what is gonna happen here. If we're gonna fight them or just like an orgy is just gonna break out.
I didn't even know
Fucking
fight
all
was on the
those-
menu.
Yeah.
Oh, where
How about
are
a little
my,
little slap fight? and
where
then a little
are
orgy?
my manners? My first mate, Varine, and the first elf kind of nods towards all of your directions. My master bosun, he goes by the name of Kearney. And then my shipwright, Sizwat.
They're all women.
They're all identical.
So Vereen is the first mate.
Varine is the first mate. Kearney is the bosun's mate. And the shipwright is Sizwat.
Say what?
So, you can we assume are much more than just say a captain? You are an
Oh.
admiral, commander of many ships. Would that be
I
correct?
sidle up next to Kearney and strike up a combo.
Okay. Give me persuasion. See how that goes.
Not good.
You hadn't even rolled yet.
That's an 8.
8. Yeah, she
Wow.
seems. All of you can hear the chair. You know that awkward sound of a chair scooching away from an uncomfortable conversation, but she's pleasant. She holds her attention to you, smiling pleasantly. Although in Gatharn's buzz
Light.
state, it's beginning to look more like yeses as opposed to maybes.
Only asking her what it's like being a bosun on the ship.
Oh, well,
Suggestively.
it's quite pleasant. The pay is well, and, well, our captain is an interesting captain.
Say captain.
I'm plying her for bosun techniques.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
fair enough.
Do I see Medi struggling to pick which fork to use for the
Oh,
salad?
yeah. Your passive would be more than high enough for that. She's not
I kind
even...
of just nudge her, and I say, work yourself from the
Oh.
outside in.
Wait, that was a 19, so that was an 18 for my persuasion.
Not
I
like
thought
that.
was a 9.
Oh, in that case, you're having a heated conversation about bosun's mates and the idea of it and the structure of it and the understanding of what it means to be one.
I really
Keep
need
it down,
dice with, like,
Fangs.
better defined numbers.
Omni, as all this activity is kind of going on around you, Jen is helping Medi pick a right fork, which is strange. But Gatharn seems to have saddled up next to the bosun's mate, Carney. And the hawk just looks at you and goes, well, I'm not quite the captain. I'm more of a investor, as they say.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, your guys are all having casual conversations. You can easily hear the conversation that Omni's having with the hawk.
So who's captain?
Oh, well, that would be Captain Reamer. He is an interesting person, to say the least.
Reamer. I'm spelling that Reamer. Kind of like Captain Fisto.
I hate you right now, Brendan. If you didn't buy all the beer, I'd hate you twice as much.
Captain of the Hawk.
Oh, you see,
I just want to state real quick for the record, I'm not actually like eating, but I am definitely looking at the forks as
Right.
if I was trying to pick which one.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, you work yourself. Just pick up the fork. It's the furthest outside one. You work your.
What kind of food's being served?
It's a variety of seafood, different kinds of meat, cheese, vegetables, fruits, everything. You know, it's high-end food. I mean, it's food that normally would be very expensive because not everything is usually in season, but all the food that you see laid out on this table, I mean, this is...
Is there bread?
There's bread, 3 varieties.
Gatharn's making him a massive sandwich.
Okay, making a sandwich. And continuing to talking to the bosun's mate.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Hawthorne. May we call you Hawthorne?
Oh, sure. I didn't know we were friends so quickly, but yes, you may.
Well,
To be fair, Omni, you could call me
told us your name.
anything you want. He watches,
Okay,
he reaches over and fills your wine glass. Oh, you must try this. This is a Sirius 05. Quite expensive. Very
Ooh.
good.
He's too
I mean,
close
it smells-
away from calling him daddy.
It smells insane. It's crazy. I mean, the flavor and the palate just pop in your face. It smells so good.
I drink some.
Yeah.
And
Um,
he drinks a little bit as well.
we're interested to know when you say you are an investor, please do elaborate on what all of that entails and your
Well,
responsibility and ownership of all of this
you see,
magnanimity before us.
You see, most people cannot afford to buy their own ship, so they come to me. I would say about 3/4 of the ships, even here at the Revels, owe me a little bit.
3/4 of the ships here in attendance at the Revels.
Yes. Thorvald's a very interesting guildmaster. I do appreciate his tendency towards control and self-management, but let's face it, if you own the wealth, you own the ownership.
Did you own the maximizer?
Yes, I have come to discuss that with Thorvald. There is a debt owed to me, and I wish to collect it.
It's a pity. Trinity was a good captain.
Yes, Maddie.
Okay. I know that I believe, did like a little bit of a history check on this person, but
With advantage for being cuteness.
well, yeah. Just of like what does this person, do we know anything about what this person does so as to have the money hi peep to do this?
No clue. You've never heard of him? You've never seen him before until tonight? As far as all of you are concerned, that the privateers are privateers because they own their own ships. The idea that they don't seem to own their ships for the most part is news to all of you.
What about Black Eye?
No, I'm not familiar with that one.
What about you? I look at Kearney with the same question about like the Black Eye.
Oh, I've never heard of it either. If I haven't heard of it, and if the Hawk hasn't heard of it, I doubt it's very significant.
Fair.
Jin lets out like a small belt.
Oh, you
Heard
like
it's going to be up and coming.
Oh, well, would you like to make a deal then?
I
What sort of
didn't have one in
against it?
mind.
Hmm?
Well, I can guarantee you certain contracts through Thorvald. I can even outfit it, maintain it for you. I can give you quite a bit of coin for you to accomplish what you want. All you have to do is sign title over to me. You can make it anything that you want.
Mm-mm.
Well, I wouldn't be the Hawk unless I asked.
Fair and true.
Mhm.
As it were, we are not ourselves a captain of ship. We are here as crew.
Oh,
To
who do you...
one Raylene, Captain Raylene.
Oh, the little green goblin, Captain Ray. Oh, she is adorable, isn't she? Not one of my
She's
ships.
feisty.
I tried to get my hands on that one, but she insisted control was very important to her. So I let it
That
go.
tracks.
Well, we are of her loyal crew, and while
For a
the
price.
nudge Gathard with
Elbow
my
like right
elbow.
to his ribs.
But
Hey,
we
almost
are
grabbed my
we
sandwich.
are recently recent additions to Captain Raylene's crew. We formerly were on the Maximizer
Yes, about that.
until it's
About
sad.
being on the Maximizer. Would you happen to know why the fuck it went out in a hurricane, by chance?
Yeah.
As a
You're the first mate. First mate.
are you
well,
asking
you are-
as to the details of the
Well, I mean, we all know it
mission
was...
or the quest?
I don't
or-
really give a shit about what it was doing out there. I just... Captain Trinity is sibling to Thorvald. They're both master shipwrights and master captains. They know their shit quite well. I'm trying to understand why the fuck Captain Trinity would take a very expensive vessel into a very obviously dangerous storm.
What's even
Insight
more
check
interesting
into the past.
is
Insight
why
check in the past.
How does
It's not
one
like I can
do
insight
that?
that.
Thorvald's brother would sell you the contract and title to his ship.
Oh, he didn't, dear boy. Oh, whatever you
Oh, you
are.
said the maximizer was under your control.
Well, it was leased to Thorvald. Thorvald then turned around and gave the captainship to his brother. My leases are not complete ownership. My leases allow them to maintenance and refit and outfit and keep their ships running. Its failure to pay is when it becomes my ship.
Insight check,
Oh.
Go ahead.
please.
And then I'm
Also,
actually
is he bitter about the whole God, what was it?
25. And I'm out
The-
of my thingy moosies.
The fact that Raven wouldn't sell him the ship.
Give me an insight check on that.
And I seriously want to insight why Trinity went into a hurricane.
Retroactive insight.
Well, I mean, it happened pre-session, so.
Hell
Yeah, can there be a flashback scene where we're all like, all right, here we go. You know this is probably a bad idea, right, Captain? Oh, yeah, sure, but blah, 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 blah. Maybe you give us some... Is there a flashback sequence that can
I mean,
happen? No?
in one of the other sessions we met, one of you did have an encounter with something that was in the hold of the Maximizer as part of a remembrance.
That wasn't me.
It wasn't Afiola, but one of you did.
Was it a Kraken that came up and took us?
I didn't write that down because it didn't pertain to me.
What did you get,
Beautiful.
Maddie?
Nope.
Nope.
Just straight nope.
Yeah, I mean, very difficult to read. I mean, he seems very polished and well practiced in conversation and holding his information to him. Jin, what were you insight checking again? His relationship with the leases?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't pick up on anything that seems that he's lying. He seems like someone who is very much telling the truth in a very comfortable way, almost as if he's using transparency as a way to kind of control the conversation.
With that insight check, is there like underlying cruelty do I sense from him? Like if you didn't pay back your dues, he'd mess you up real bad.
I'll say with that level of an insight check, and considering the amount of wealth that he has surrounding him, and considering his kind of like very kind of calm demeanor, it's possible. That's possibly how he may decide to resolve issues. Now look, I'm no member of the Myriad. I simply carry papers. I allow the guilds and the smaller guilds to do well. If I didn't do this service for them, they'd have no ability to compete with the Marquis and the other powers that be. Even the Myriad would struggle to smuggle goods to a certain extent. I am the great balance of a rather imbalanced process. Wealth is better served by those who know how to use it than those who don't. Emotion is, well, not good business.
Out of character, it wasn't me that found the shiny thing in the hold, right?
I honestly don't remember who I gave the memory.
Yeah, hang on.
Caption too.
I'm gonna look back through. my
Found a
notes.
shiny thing in the hold?
The shiny thing, as in like the guffin, the freaking red herring, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the thing that said
There
hey,
was a
this is why we're going-
metal, there was like a submersible metal contraption that was in the hold of the Trinity that somehow was retrieved by some monstrous creature during the hurricane. This ripped out the hull of the ship, causing it to sink. And one of you witnessed part of that. I think it was Medi, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of
But
like
all that I got was that something metallic was in the wave, and then there was something about a chest, but I never figured out
Correct.
what that had anything to do
Right.
with.
Because during the
Someone
hurricane,
had
Omni and Jin
stumbled-
were having a dinner date.
Yep.
I know someone had stumbled across Trinity talking about something to a shadowy
That
figure.
was, unfortunately, one of our players that no longer plays.
Yes.
Because she was the cook.
So yeah, Gatharin is drawing a complete blank of why Trinity went into the hurricane.
Well, I'd hoped, perhaps being members of his crew, that perhaps you would know something, but that's fine. Either way.
I was just trying to keep the fucker apart, like, together.
Yes, apart and together are the same thing, I understand. So, what can I do for you? Anybody who could beat me at a game of bones like that, I mean, the least I can do is entertain you for the evening.
I nudge Omni. Black eye. And I point it at my eye, so they don't get confused about me talking about some black guy.
Give me a deception check with disadvantage because you are on your 5th beer.
This is gonna be a 3.
He's like, look.
It's a 3.
Wow. Call it better next time.
I have no control over my gift of prophecy of dice rolls. All right.
All right. Fine.
They just come to me, but it's still a 3.
Gatharin, in a very loud Irish whisper to you, Omni, says something about the black eye.
Oi! Ask about the black eye.
Ask what?
Curry favor with the other captains.
Ooh, I like
there's
curry.
no dispute
Curry is yummy.
over our ownership of the ship. See what I did there? Ownership. So tell me more about bosunry.
So, are you not the captain of this vessel known as the Black Eye, Omni?
That would be correct. We recently came into ownership, thanks to one of our other crewmates and friends, of a ship called the Black Eye. And we heard as we were leaving the card room that some of those crew members and the captain are under the feeling that they were cheated and that the ship was stolen from them, which we can assure is not the case. We have all of the legal documents signed over by the previous captain.
Who was the
that
previous captain, by chance?
That would be out of character. What was his name?
Captain Formosin.
Formosin or Sa?
Oh, Captain Formosin. I know him quite well. He's got, well, quite a temper. He sailed one of Thorvald's vessels briefly, but was, well, dealt with due to his excessive drinking. He's a bit of a, well, he has anger issues. And like I said, emotion is bad for business.
Well, as long as his emotions don't end up in us being charged with theft while here at the Revels, because we are very much aware of how that is handled and dealt with, and we want to make sure that there is none of that.
Oh, if he hasn't already made that accusation, he probably intends to kill you in your sleep. He's not one for the rules, and the rules will get him thrown out completely. So, if he's sober, perhaps he'll just walk it off. I don't know.
How would we go about?
We're inside, Gatharn.
Oh, my bad.
The 3 elves in unison kind of go like this.
Apologies. I apologize to Captain. What was his name?
As this is going on, all of you look to the open doors into the captain's quarters, and
Captain Reamer. I apologize.
And are greeted with something that's probably not been seen much. A 7 foot tall construct is now standing in the doorway. They seem to have a human upper torso, but the remains of their lower extremities seem to be fashioned and fused both with metal plating and a series of arcanic-like liquids and gels and wires. This is the first time all of you have seen a Warforged before. And you watch as the
brother named bender.
You watch as the hawk looks over and says, "Ah, Captain Rimmer, please, come in." You watch as the Warforge enters into the space. "Just wanted to let you know you have a meeting with Tharivol tomorrow night in regards to the Maximizer." "Ah, good. Thank you very much, Captain Remo. You may return to your duties." And you watch as the Warforge turns and leaves back onto the main deck. Oh, by the way,
Bye, Captain.
that was the captain.
Thank you for letting us on your ship.
He is a very interesting person. I enjoy interesting people, Omni. I enjoy them very much.
You seem to be surrounding yourself with quite a few of them.
In a loud whisper, I'm asking Carney about how we would go about getting a writ of execution for the captain of the Black Eye.
You watch as the hawk looks at Carney and goes like this, and Carney kind of takes Gatharn's hand, refills his tankard, and goes, "Why don't we discuss that out on the deck?" And the two of them disappear off onto the main deck.
I turn to Ben and
Code-
say,
code for
20
sexy
gold that
times.
he's murdered.
Yeah, but
Are you for the affirmative or the negative on that matter?
I'll go negative.
Gatharn,
Gatharn is gone.
He's already out on the main deck.
He's singing "Sexy Times Are Ahead."
he's just gonna. Omni's gonna go ahead and just yell out, "Behave yourself!"
You just hear.
I can't promise what she does, or they do. I didn't
And then
actually see what their gender was.
Gatharn, give me a wisdom save with disadvantage.
18. No, that's a 10.
Okay. A few minutes go by, and then Carney comes back in alone, sits back at the table, and is now sipping from her wine glass.
Well, that was fast.
Oh, well, he's quite short.
It was the drugs. In my defense,
Insight
I was
check.
intoxicated.
Does she seem like she just killed our guy?
Don't worry, he's fine. He's asleep. He seemed like the type of person that needs to sleep it off.
Oh, thank God. I
Rolled
swear
an
you
11.
think he was ever going to settle down.
I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
There was free booze. Gatharn was just going to keep drinking. This was the right move.
I can assure you, Connie knows her spells well. Just put him to sleep for a little while. Let him sleep it off. He was drinking a lot of the good stuff, and I don't believe he was enjoying it as much as I wish he was. But yes, Omni, I do surround myself with the exotics. I find it necessary.
While we are in full understanding and completely aware of the benefits that come along with having a financier patron such as yourself,
Excuse me.
our personal goals are to not be necessarily tied down or under control of some higher powers. However, we are extremely appreciative of your entertainment that you've offered and your kindness and generosity. And we would love to remain in communication with you and as well be friends. But we can only speak for ourselves. We cannot speak for everybody here as we're not their captain. But the offer is enticing and it's appreciated, but
Omni, what do you know of ship maintenance? Do you know how often you have to bring it out of the water and have the hull redone, have it resealed, the barnacles taken off? Do you understand how much it costs to maintain your sails, your mast? Crews eat a great deal of supplies. Is it your intention to go into business with the Black Eye, or is it your intention to do something else? Because the else entices me more than the sense of business.
What kind of else do you mean?
Well, you know, the Marquis and the Zohashians and the Dwindles. There are certain things that are just not allowed in their territory, in their empire, as they call them, or in their whatever the Bright Queen calls herself these days. I could hardly give two shits, but there are items of fancy and items of rarity that people spend a great deal of money on because of their illicit nature.
Honestly, we haven't fully discussed what our plans are, as we just came into possession of this ship this evening.
But being attached to Captain Raylene afforded you the opportunity to be at the Revels. We could both agree, had that situation not occurred, you wouldn't be here right now, correct?
True, but had the
Had you
Maximizer not gone down in a hurricane, the captain wouldn't have come across our wreckage and fished us out of the ocean and saved our lives.
By chance.
So there are quite a few things that have led to our arrival here.
Why did Captain Raylene make a slight deviation to Barnacle Island? Why did she go there?
What is it that you're
We had
referring
hull
to?
damage.
Say
Damage
that
to
one more
our
time.
hull.
Why did Captain Raylene deviate from her normal course and end up on Barnacle Island, which I now understand is an active volcano?
Yes, that was quite unfortunate. Yeah, as you can imagine, after finding us and graciously deciding not to kill us or let the sea have us, there were some things that we definitely needed. We needed to shore up on supplies. We needed to make some repairs. Um, Barnacle Island was the closest thing that we were able to navigate to, and fortunately, it saved us.
And because you and Jin are of the same mind, Omni, go ahead and give me deception with advantage.
Get it?
26.
Hell yeah.
Oh, interesting. Strange place to take on supplies, but sounds reasonable. Good thing you left
There was
when you
some
did.
fresh water and some interesting meats there as well.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Raylene's hidden supply cache was destroyed in the implosion.
Interesting. Yeah, it is a volcano now. I find that
You know,
fascinating. Well, anyways, what I was saying earlier, Omni, is that once you take possession of your ship and once you are of a like mind, please feel free to call on me at any time. I will be here for the remainders of the Revels. You can find me either at the small shipwright community, where all the ships are often maintenanced and repaired and new fresh crews are rotated on a regular basis. It's a little town called Darktow. Pretty insignificant, but it does what it does, and I have a small residence there. I also maintain a small residence in Nicodranus, and I also maintain a small residence in Rexentrim. So if you're ever in any of these locations after the end of the Revels and you wish to go into the other business, I can guide you.
Your guidance and expertise would be greatly appreciated should that be the course that we, as a group, collectively agree on.
Good.
Thank you.
Now, let's drink, relax. No more business. Now, tell me something, Omni. What
Well,
are
there was one other
Oh, yes.
piece, and since Gatharn is out asleep, I'll go ahead and pull out the big the pound of skull mace.
Oh, yes, the skull mane.
Mate.
Pound. I can give you 1,000 gold for that. Now, don't get me wrong, street value on that's probably close to 2,000 or 3,000 gold, but it is most illicit. It is not allowed in any of the empires or territories of Wildmont, with the exception of the wildlands of the north and the far east, because, well, no one gives a fuck about those places.
Fair. Just real quick question.
Hmm.
We also have a lot of this currency, if you will. We were unaware of its actual value. If you could shed some light on that, that would be wonderful. And I'll pull out a piece of the island currency that we got as part of the haul from Copper Joe's.
You watch as the first mate, Vereen, leans across the table, plucks it out of your hand. She gets up off the table and whispers very quietly into the hawk's ears, and then sets it in front of him, and he stares at it. So, supplies and goods and refit on Barnacle Island, huh? Interesting. This form of currency has not been used for well over 100 years. In fact, I believe the last asshole to possess the thought of using island currency was an old gentleman that went by the name of Copper Joe, I believe his name was.
Ah, yes, we've heard of the tales.
Have you?
Aren't you like 150, Omni? 150? Yeah, we celebrated your birthday like last week, right? Mm-hmm.
I'm slightly offended, but no, not quite that old, Jin. Close though.
Well, anyways, doesn't matter. I'm not. I mean, other than maybe a museum or perhaps a member of the Library of the Cobalt Soul who's interested in relics and old world items like this, perhaps. But I have.
So this is of no interest to you.
Oh, not at all.
Inside check.
Yeah, go ahead.
And what was the name of the locations that he said that he holds up in?
Nicodranus, Darktow. Yes,
Alright.
house is there.
Rexentrum.
Rexentrum.
Rexentrum. Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. It's the first time you've ever seen the corner of his eye twitch.
I know we keep saying one last order of business, but aside from our friend Gutharn, I'm not really sure any of the rest of us really care that much about these other things that we got. And out of character, does anybody want any of the other drugs?
Me!
Yeah, no, you're not there. You're asleep.
Hey,
we had
Viola
one.
just texted me. She said
None.
she wants them.
That's a lie.
Cool. Awesome. So I'll list off, just
Natural
seeing-
20 on my deception check. That's a 19.
You're asleep.
seeing if they want any spice, any of the not the skull, it's
Really
the
can't roll a 20. That's a wasted 20.
freaking
Blue
Toe curl.
bonnet. I got it.
The blue.
toe curl.
got
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Blue
only
bonnet,
wrote like down a
skull,
couple.
spice, still girl.
Yeah. So yes, I will be happy
Oh, I was
to
only missing the spice.
take all of that off your hands. I have need of currency in other parts of the world, and drugs, as we call them, have value for that purpose. So I'd be happy to take all that off your hands. So I offered you 1,000 gold for the skull's mane. For the remainder of what you have, I can give you another 2,000 gold. So let's call it 2,800 gold for the lot.
Yeah, the math is incorrect there, but 2,800 still sounds good to us.
Good.
Is that good? You guys good with that?
Katharn, are you
No.
good with that?
No, not at all.
I'm a little green goblin, and I'm okay with that.
It seems like we're all squared away.
All right, 2,800
No,
gold
guys, made
it
my
is,
save.
and we'll hand off all of the other drugs. And got out of character, guys. We just made a shit ton of money off of flipping this.
We could just
Yeah,
like
buy
we made like
just
a ship. We could just buy a ship.
2.8 times over.
yeah. We
what you guys
really
bought
made
it
out
for.
with what we bought all these
You
drugs
guys
for.
fleeced
We
the
need to
You're
village.
go and
welcome.
we need to go
for
find that kobold
my
and buy
disability
more
and flaws.
drugs.
Yeah.
No,
See, this is
I
what
think we
this
should
is where
stop.
it pays off to be the middleman, right? You buy it from the wholesaler, and then you sell it back to this freaking rich ass Jeff Bezos looking motherfucker.
Or drugs.
Cool. So 2,800 golds. We're adding that.
Oh, Jin slides over 20 gold pieces to Medi.
I was gonna say.
He's not dead. It's a shame. He could be though. I mean, if we walk out there and I just slipped his blade in between his shoulder blades,
Wow. Okay,
twist
Jen.
it a little bit.
Well, we've talked about this, buddy. You gotta.
It's 20 gold, Captain.
I know, but at least not like voicing it out loud when we're in mixed company. We're at a party. It brings
quite
down
okay.
the mood.
Everything. This is a safe space. I can assure you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Great.
See, Captain, I told you people wouldn't mind if I just spoke my thoughts out loud all the time and have zero filter.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it on the main parts of the Revels. There's always ears that get paid to listen in on conversation, I can assure you.
But isn't honesty the best policy?
No, absolutely not.
I just don't think you guys are right.
Well, anyways, shall we continue to drink, talk? I have many questions about... well, with the exception of the small... Can I ask the three of you a question? What exactly is Gathon?
Sees what happens when a goblin gets punted in the belly as it's pregnant.
No, I can assure you, I know goblins quite well. That was no goblin. I definitely sensed a bit of orc there. See,
I'm completely lost.
So I'm confused.
Indeed.
Is his father?
I did speak Gnomish in front of Hawthorne in the bar or the gambling.
We sometimes call him a Nork, affectionately. A Gnomish orc.
Or a Norker.
Little blast of the past on that one.
I mean, I can tell you exactly what he is.
I was
arranged.
I would appreciate a clarification because I'm confused.
He is a talented warrior and a friend of all of ours, and I think that's all that really matters.
Interesting. Bit of passion in that voice of yours.
Medi's up here. You guys are down.
We're all there.
You can't even see it on the screen.
He seems
You're down here.
visibly impressed by you, Medi, and kind of introspective at the same time, almost like his eyes now wondering who you are. So
Jin kind of rolls his eyes as Medi says this because he remembers like 2, 3, 4 days ago with Medi's fangs in his throat trying to rip out all the life force he had. He's like, oh, he's a friend. All I've been over here is just making rafts for us to float on.
Jail buddies and all. Once you're in jail together, you're friends for life.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he's trying to make him a monster, and he's not that. So, like,
he is a monster, though.
Nah, I know what that is.
He nearly blew up the gun deck just because somebody called him a goblin. I was on that ship, man. You could have got me.
So, Omni...
I could have done what Medi failed to do.
I was wondering... Are you attached?
Yeah, got all of my limbs.
Are you involved?
Pristine condition.
Are you involved, Omni?
Quite involved with my crew and the daily duties of handling the ship. Yes. Try to be as involved as possible. We don't like to ask things of our shipmates that we ourselves wouldn't do. So
all of you notice the three elves are now kind of giggling and laughing amongst each other.
Jin's doing the Jesse Pinkman drinking water thing.
and just whisper, he definitely means romantically, but I assume that you know that anyway.
I always ask first. I don't necessarily want to waste anybody's time, but I find you quite enticing. I'm not really sure why, but like I said, I'm attracted to the exotic, and of the group here, you are by far the most exotic thing I've seen in a long time.
I just kind of pat Medi on the shoulders. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Don't get offended. Don't get offended. It's fine.
It's fine.
Gatharn feels slightly offended in his sleep. because he's one of a kind.
But that's okay. You know, transparency is not always meant to be honesty, but if that's not an interest to you,
Our current and only mistress is that of the sea.
Oh, interesting. You probably will make a fine captain then.
Perhaps one day.
And when you're ready for that, come let me know. I can take care of that for you as well.
Are you always this generous with your offerings to complete strangers?
I am generous to my opportunities. And I know when I see a good opportunity in front of me.
Well, then we'll just have to see how this friendship continues to grow. And I'll give him a little cheers.
And he thanks. And for the next hour or so, you guys exchange pleasantries, drink, eat, finish eating. Eventually, a very groggy Gatharn comes walking back in, stone cold sober, to see everybody drinking and eating. You guys finish the meal, and here's the thing. You've just had a meal at the Hawk's table. You have, what's that effect? You have Hero's Feast.
Heroes Feast?
You have Hero's Feast for the next 24 hours.
Homeboy just spent like 10, 12, 8, 13,800 gold pieces on your ass. You better give him something.
Well, that sucks for me with my just poking at the forks.
You didn't get to eat any of it.
Oh. Because I assumed he was going to poison us.
Did you try the wine?
Does it look delicious?
It looks delicious. The smell
smells and tastes delicious.
But you know, unless it's blood, Medi's smell is kind of limited to what she can
True.
smell.
But if nobody... So basically what I was doing was I assumed somebody was going to like try to poison us, but nobody has died.
No.
So I'll try just a little and just see what it tastes like.
Tastes amazing.
All right. Well, then I have some wine.
Okay.
It's so begrudgingly.
So begrudgingly, I will enjoy this very expensive wine.
So, Omni, are you and your crewmates staying on your ship, Captain Raylene's ship? Are you going to take advantage of some of the excellent inns that we have here in the Revels?
We hadn't discussed it yet, but most likely we'll probably want to all stay together just to until the whole black eye situation gets
fair enough, but
worked out.
Make a couple recommendations. There's the Bellhaven, quite nice.
Bellhaven.
The Bellhaven's quite nice. There is the Hippogriff, very wonderful place. I believe there's also the Frosty Tankard. That is attached to a brew hall. If you like your beer, definitely stay there. I love that place. You know, this only happens once a year. It's quite chaotic, but it's also one of my more lucrative years. So feel free. Take advantage of the situation. Poke around. Discover things. If your fancy is, well, as they say, lit. Gatharn, welcome back. We were just discussing your amicable way that you converse. By the way, Connie would like to show you drinking halls this evening. May she join you? Good. I think you'll enjoy yourself.
Are there any of these establishments where we might find some other people of high influence, not to say such as high as yourself, obviously, but it would be lovely to know of whose good company that we should be spending time with, if you know what I mean. Are there any in particular individuals that would be good to know and to rub elbows with?
I can make some introductions for you. It shouldn't be a problem. There is a particular individual, goes by the name of Warren. He can be found in the gambling dens usually. You can't miss him. He's a tiefling. Purple skin, black hair, yellow eyes. he could certainly steer you in directions of influential people to discuss things with. And yes, his real name's not Warren, but that's what he goes by.
Very good. That's
Not a
greatly
very, what
appreciated.
they say, tiefling name.
What's in a name?
Oh, I can assure you a great deal, boy. Or
Fair point.
your preference.
Yeah, with that, I'll kind of, as we're feeling everything's kind of like winding down, I don't think we're going to get any more info or...
Corinne, bring a case of that wine for Omni. Thank you. Please, take a case of this Sirius wine. I think, well,
Thank you so much.
I haven't had this fun of
Sirius
an
wine.
evening in a very long time, and, well, it's the least I can do.
It is much obliged. How do you spell Sirius again?
CYRIOS.
CYRIOS.
It's actually on your.
iOS.
It's actually on your screen in front of you as well on the map.
Sponsored by Apple. iOS.
But anyways, have a pleasant evening. Gathan, be gentle with my bosun. I expect her back in at least one or two pieces.
I will treat her with the utmost professional courtesy.
Jesus Christ, he just came back. He's already drunk. Have fun, Kearney. And Gatharn and Kearney disappear onto the main deck at this point.
Gatharn has like 3 bottles under his arm.
Yeah. Jin goes back to Med. He's like, double or nothing.
Okay, well, is it that he's going to be dead? Or
He's the one that gets broken.
And the three of you are
Mhm.
now
That feels
walking
accurate.
down the main
Elvic
gangway
cast.
down onto the dock. You are no longer on the Hawk ship.
I'm just saying, the man can only take so much damage. He was high. Now he got put to sleep by magic.
Look,
Did
I'm
lay on
trying to-
hands restore healing points?
No.
Nope.
It just
It was just curing the
Poison.
yeah.
Well, no, you
The
if you put 5 hit points out of your pool, he gets the 5 hit points still.
Oh, the hit points go as well. I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yes, you get 5, buddy.
or why not? Just take him.
You're gonna need them.
You're gonna need him. She's gonna punish you.
look, I would say 20 gold that maybe they go back somewhere and she uses her magic to make him go to sleep and nothing actually happens.
So you're betting that nothing happens. All I have to say is that something will happen.
happens. hmm
I'll take that bet.
Well, I'll say
Find him in a dark alley
nothing
and stab him in the back.
violent happens.
Oh, it's good darn something violent's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna
Okay.
be
Fell off.
mid-coitus and just rage.
And burn her into a husk.
Mhm.
Coitus rage. The thing, folks. The
Coital
struggle's
rage.
The struggle's real.
The cat just fell off and used me to try to catch herself. And it hurts real bad.
Oh yeah, you gotta love those kitten claws. They're sharp for a reason. They're extra pointy for a reason.
Yeah, you didn't dress yourself in full Kevlar while having a kitten? Mistake.
So it's now the late evening hours. There's no sign of Gatharn or Carney at this point. The three of you are walking amongst the docks, the occasional House Thorvald patrol going by, sailors drunken going by, the occasional person dipping in and out of crowds. It's quite late, but it seems that things are still carrying on quite nicely. What would the three of you like to do?
As we're
Right,
walking the
so
docks,
We're definitely
can I see
not
where the
staying.
black eye is?
Give me a perception check. Go ahead, Medi. What did you say?
We're definitely not staying in any of the hotels you recommended,
No.
right? Because, yeah. Okay, good. Just wanted to be all on the same page.
No. For sure, those are full of spies.
As
Okay.
you guys are wandering,
Kitty cat.
oddly enough, Jin immediately stops the two of you, points and goes, "Well, holy fuck!" And there,
Well, hey, holy fuck.
there, a 2-deck small ship, single mast, with a with an emblazoned orcish black eye and like kind of like their tribal lettering that they use on the side of it. It looks positively gross.
There's gonna be a lot of repairs, Captain.
Looks worn down. Looks like it's taken some damage recently. Not a sailor in sight. Doesn't look well maintained at all. You can see just heaps of misused equipment and unused and untended crates and like spools of cordage and sails just kind of haphazardly lying around on deck. It's a 2-deck ship though. It's got a hold and it's got a main deck, and it's a common deck, and it has a helmsman station, but even that looks kind of dicey. I mean, standing at the dock looking at it, you can see it in its full, it's maybe about 60 feet long, 15 feet wide. It's not overtly big, but looks like this is the ship you guys have acquired.
The inscription on the side seems kind of personal. We're probably gonna have to rename this ship.
You have ideas?
Is that smell coming from that ship?
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, I don't even breathe. And it got in my lungs.
It is definitely in
Taste it.
a lot of work.
I don't
If we get away from here?
Yeah.
How about we go check on Ifyola?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Drop
Oh my
off
God.
the winnings, as it were, and maybe
Nobody let her know how well crap a ship she did win as a ship.
She did.
Yeah, we don't make
Since
no
nobody
mention that it's
is on it, should we go check on her and then maybe come back and take a look at it? Or is that tempting
That's
fate
a trap.
too much?
Okay.
Okay.
That's 100%. They're probably on the ship waiting for us to get more. Although I am feeling a little bloodthirsty, I'm going to be honest.
No.
I could go for a fight. Medi looks
also-
hungry, and I don't want another incident as well. So
Cool
I'm thinking we get
phrasing. Cool,
two-
cool. Love it. Awesome.
we get 2 birds with 1 stone, Captain. I
So-
get my itchiness out of me. She gets fed, and everybody's good.
No,
I'm gonna go find
killing.
Ifyola.
No,
and
no
just,
killing. No killing allowed.
No killing?
No killing allowed. That's not allowed in the Revels. No killing of pirates. That
But it's
is something we
technically
will-
not at the Revels if we're on board
we
a
are
ship,
here.
right?
We are here. We are at the Revels.
Diplomatic immunity while we're
not
on
out at
international
sea.
waters.
We are docked here at the Revels, Liz. This is
Okay, well, let's go chase after Medi then. And Jin starts skipping along.
Medi's already making a beeline back to Captain Raylene's ship.
Oh,
lemons and limes.
Medi's fast. Jin just starts skipping backwards. Like, look at her go. It's like, what scared her off? You think somebody
Probably
spilled
you
a pint of
yelling it
blood?
was a threat or a trap.
All of you make
First
it back
draft.
to Captain Raylene's ship. Gatharn, you're still out having the time of your life with Carney. Ifyola sounds asleep in her bunk.
So peaceful.
Hey, don't
Gatharn
do
has
that
taken
thing
the
that you
name
do.
Revels to heart.
What thing do I do?
Where you just sit and watch people sleep. Just
Yeah, but it looks so nice.
sometimes
See?
it is. Sometimes it's
look,
not.
you're staring too. Doesn't she look like she's pleasantly settled in?
She does look peaceful. Let's
Yeah.
bring the conversation. We don't
Yeah,
wake her.
we'll talk somewhere else.
Just out of character, Jason, I don't know if you noticed that roar. That's rain.
Yeah, it's pouring
Coming
right now.
down
Yeah, it's pouring
on
right now.
us.
Awesome.
I thought you had like an ambient noise going on. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Wait, that's not.
It's
coming
dry as
from
heck
my
over
field.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the rain.
Yeah, I'll drop off and lock up that other 1,000 platinum. In addition to the
2,800 gold.
yeah, the 2,800 gold. I am going to wait. He just walked away. I was gonna say I am going to go ahead and split that with Gatharn, as it was his 500 gold and my 500 gold piece of jewelry that got all of the
Yeah,
rugs.
he's out on the town right now. So yeah.
Yeah. So I'll separate that 28. I'll split it up.
Jen will find Medi wherever she is.
Well, that really is loud. Doesn't normally rain that hard ever. That's crazy.
No, Medi, the other night when I went down into the cell and I was just angry because I have stuff to do and you damn near almost killed me. You can see how that's upsetting for anybody.
I don't know about killing you, as you're already dead. I don't.
People keep saying this. I don't look at me.
Do you not know that you're dead, or do you only know that you're dead in certain hours?
Dead people can't walk. Don't be silly.
I'm pretty sure we can.
We.
I'm not saying it as an insult because I've also died. Just for the record. I'm just trying to kind of figure out what exactly your plan is. You said you have things to do. Want to share?
I said I had things to do.
Mm-hmm. You also just said again right now that you had things to do.
See, that's the thing Omni was trying to tell me to keep some of my inside thoughts inside.
Mm-hmm. But now you've brought them up.
Oh, what are you doing here?
Standing?
Cool. And I go walk away.
Did you mean like here, like on the ship? Like, why am I out here?
More of the latter, I think.
Right. Okay. I'll start. I
This is
don't like
fun.
to be around a lot of people because I actually don't really like to hurt them.
Really?
Shocking, I know. You are probably bloodthirstier than I am.
I haven't done anything that was bloodthirsty.
You said back on the docks on the way here that you were feeling a little bloodthirsty. You said those words.
Mama always told me that action speaks louder than words. I was just being silly.
See how you're sending mixed signals a little bit?
It's my specialty. You gotta throw people off the course.
You also said honesty is the best policy.
Also a blatant lie. We just lied to whatever that guy's name was, talking about how we went to Barnacle Island for supplies. That place was dense jungle. It would have taken forever to get anything out of there. Oh,
Right.
What is that?
Oh no, he's changing things. Oh no.
No, I wanted to
God.
show you the cool group picture I did for you guys on Tailspire. I thought it looked really cool.
Oh, that
nice.
is sick.
It was cute.
I'm at
I-
cross leveled. I can
I don't-
stab you in the PP.
You don't have to tell me anything, obviously. I don't have to tell you anything. Just figured maybe I'll try to de-escalate whatever thing that you seem to have with me sometimes. Seem just upset at me randomly at a night.
I what?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, sorry. As Vincent. What? I didn't catch that last part.
Oh. That you seem to randomly have something against me at night. I don't know what's happening.
Isn't it nighttime right now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Because I don't know why sometimes Jin is a different person, but it's always been at night that stuff has happened.
I don't personally have anything against you, just like I feel like your urges aren't under your control.
Mm-hmm.
All I can remember is I'm looking for somebody. And all I have is a name.
Mhm.
And I don't know what they look like.
Okay. You could share that name with me. I might know something about whomsoever this is. I'm actually quite good with recalling such things, and tracking people is kind of in precisely the nature of what I do. Best case scenario, I know something and can help you. Worst case scenario, I've never heard of them. Or you just don't have to share with me. It's fine.
Jin's just sitting crisscross applesauce with his hand on his head. And he's like, now that is a novel idea. Ask for help. Ask for help, you got a secret.
I am what they call a blood hunter.
Ask for help, keep it.
Hunter.
It's almost
title.
like
Mm.
lemons and limes, if
Almost.
you think about it.
Uh,
Nearly akin to one another. Asking for help or just keeping it a secret. Because, they say lemons and limes are similar, but there's a distinct, flavor difference, don't you think? Like, limes are just a
Yeah.
little bit softer on the palate. Well, her name's Cecilia, by the way.
Cecilia.
I assume it's a woman, but that's
Do you
all
have
I
a
know.
last name? Just a first name.
Just the first name. You see how
Okay.
difficult this has been for
Got
me.
it. Got it.
And I only have a few very tiny time frame where I can actually operate.
Okay. What does that mean?
What does one mean?
You only have a small time frame. What is?
I mean, I'm only here a certain amount of time.
And then when you're not, it is.
Not me.
Who or what is it?
I don't know.
Is that concerning?
Usually I get back and I'm pretty good all day.
Okay.
Except for that one time where I got upset because, half of my fucking neck was missing. But hey, bygones be bygones. All that good stuff. Not still mad.
So what you're saying is we both have a thing about ourselves that we can't control? Perhaps?
I can control them if I want.
Can you?
I just haven't tried. I don't feel no need to. Don't need to
Okay.
exert control, but I know I can do it anytime I want.
So it doesn't matter to you that somebody or something else can take over your body without your consent anytime they want.
See, now when you put it that way, of course I would have a problem, but it's just probably just another part of me, right? Some kind of a subdivision I use to disassociate and compartmentalize my traumas in order to deal with the situation one at a time, in order not to have a mental break and just go into full insanity, start killing everything that comes into my path with reckless abandon and behave as just a general menace to society.
Right.
I don't see this is why I don't really like to talk to you, because you bring out the worst in me.
I just have questions, and I'm trying to, I don't know, illuminate an aspect of what you got going on that you might want to investigate a little bit.
No, I think we've been living very happily in this situation, and it's been working out for the both of us, the three of us. Four.
Got okay. Let's get in more now.
No, three of us. I think there's three of us.
Okay. Interesting.
I feel like your questioning is just bringing up more questions for you.
A little bit, but
where is that silly little shapeshifter?
I don't know right now.
You could break the tension of this room right now.
If you could have yourself to yourself, would you appreciate that? At all times, I mean.
Well, see, that's a tricky question. Am I the whole, or am I just a fragment of the whole? And then, therefore, if we were to reunite everybody,
I'm asking,
I would technically not be there.
Boy, would Citrus Boy like his body at all times?
Citrus Boy, that is a good name for him. He does love that song. He heard it once.
Really love that song.
He really does love that song. The Citrus child would. Probably would. He's pretty happy in his new life.
All
I'm
right.
not, though.
Yeah, I gathered that.
Where's that bloody cat? Eldritch Blast.
She is hungry. All right. So Citrus Boy would love this body to himself, obviously.
I heard an Eldritch Blast go off. Is everything okay in here?
Yeah, we're just getting real weird with it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, currently, Omni, you're stashing all the coin and kind of putting everything under wraps.
Gatharn, take 1,400 gold for your half
Ooh.
of what we made on the drug sell. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
You can go buy some new ones, dude. You can buy the whole cash for 1,000 and have 400 left over.
I mean, in all honesty, that is the wise choice to do.
I'm gonna feed this child.
I know this, but again, Cesare is apologizing to Gatharn.
Ez is apologizing to Cathar,
Yeah.
not Omni.
Not Omni. So yeah, you have 1,400 gold from that.
So we'll say the
I'm actually
the
not
evening
moved.
drifts on. Omni, Jin, and Medi conclude the evening. Are you going to be staying at Captain Raylene's ship for now, since Afiola's kind of there as well, or did you play?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Eventually, Gatharn, you and Carney traipse throughout all the best of the drinking dens and watering holes. Give me a con save, please.
Gonna say, I'm pretty sure I assume Gatharn is gonna be broke by the time he gets back. It's a good thing he only took like 10 gold. That's a 22.
22. You're still just buzzed, but the drinking continues. The carousing continues. Give me another con save with disadvantage, please.
That is an 18.
18. Now you're getting a little bit more inebriated, getting into the wee hours of the morning. It's like 2, 3 a.m. But the Revels are very busy. You and Carney have spent a great deal of time in drinking together. Typical of elves, she seems to be handling her alcohol quite well. As you sit down at the table of one of the many drinking halls that you're in, she leans in and you watch as she just kind of briefly moves her hand in front of your face. Give me a wisdom save with disadvantage, please.
6.
6. Suddenly your best friend is sitting in front of you. This person is someone that you've known for years.
Knew it.
And she just leans in with her elbows on the table and she goes, "Now,
Let the interrogation begin!
since we are best of friends for many of years,
Yep. You've bought all my booze.
can you tell me precisely everything that happened on the island? Barnacle
Which
Island. Barnacle Island, that is. And more...
You know,
more...
fun fact,
Yes.
a barnacle's got a dick bigger in proportion than any other animal to its size. It's like 10 times its own size.
That is
True facts.
enticing, but I would prefer
That's why
to
they call
know...
me the barnacle.
I would prefer to know something a little bit more specific. Did you
Right.
and your friends find Copper Joe? And who has his flag? And who the fuck has his compass? And that's where we're going to finish tonight, as a drunken, charmed Gatharn is out with Carney, about to spill his guts.
Don't worry, guys. I've got this.
So
Gatharn
she
has
just
no idea about the compass.
he doesn't, but she only cast friends or charm person.
Oh.
She didn't necessarily cast Zone of Truth.
She fucking casted Dominate Monster, bro. That's it.
Oh man.
That's an
In
8th
all
level
honesty,
spell.
I have no idea who Copper Joe is. I never asked the skull his name.
All you know is that
He
we
didn't.
raided somebody's tomb.
He didn't. He literally just was talking to the skull. He never asked its name.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
They
Trust
literally
me,
picked the
trust
worst
me,
person to
they-
go ask the question.
They focused in on the right idiot, but this
They
idiot
picked
has
the wrong.
yeah, they focused on the right idiot, but picked the wrong person.
Oh my god.
Could have just picked gin during the daytime. He would have spilled the beans.
It's gonna be great.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. We really appreciate it. Happy Sunday for those of you in the rain, like some of us are right now. Be safe.
Yes.
But we will be back here Monday night for Faerun Reborn. We'll be taking Tuesday night off. Then we'll be back here Wednesday for the Descendants. And then back here Friday for Age of Arcanum. And then next week, Sunday, for Debtors Gambit. Please drop in on our Discord. Everything you need to know about us is down below. Hang out. Do whatever you want. Roll for free dice. Roll for free minis. Have lots of fun with memes and just chat and learn about gaming and builds and just chill. It's a fun place to hang out. So good night, everybody. Stay safe. Be kind. Play a game. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Sirenscape.